Hey everyone, this is Nanan,
And Chris.
and we're going to be giving you a tour of Brickworld 2012. So we'll be walking around the convention hall, and then we're going to be pointing out a few notable mocks, and hope you guys enjoy. So starting with this room, we have one of the three display rooms for Brickworld this year. This is one of the smaller ones, and there's one corner of it. And here is the other corner.
And we're going to start off over here with Arthur Gujic's fantastic mosaics all down this row. And his micro scale models.
So if you note this mosaic of Ashoka, the scorpions are not there, but someone put it on there as a prank, and it looks pretty good in my opinion.
They missed the Mona Lisa though. That would have been a good one to prank.
Definitely. So in case you guys are wondering why the convention hall is so empty right now, I think it's past midnight last time I checked, and people are either partying upstairs or they are in the main display room, which we will get to in a moment.
There's a little bit of everything in this room. A little bit of mosaic, some castle, and even some space stuff.
This is a neat mosaic of The Legend of Zelda. One thing that I like about this one is that it's not completely two-dimensional, like the lettering is actually built out of bricks and not directly tacked onto the base plate there.
This is a pretty cool castle one over here with the dominoes. The knights have shields with from the dice.
And it's funny that the trolls are using a battering ram to knock over the first domino, pretty much collapsing the entire castle. So talk about maximum trolling. Alright, last thing that we want to see here is the Pirates layout. And you know, the layout's been there for a while, but this is their first year of using a transparent piece of plastic as the surface of the water, and then because of that they can put details underneath the water like octopus and sharks, which looks kind of interesting. Alright, so that wraps up this room, and we're going to head down to the main room. So one of the things about Brickworld is that it's all in the hotel, the Westin, and you know, it's nice to have everything in the hotel, but then on the downside we have to separate everything else into different rooms. And so in the future, possibly as early as the next year, we're going to be moving into a larger venue, such as the Renaissance in downtown Chicago, and that way we have everything in one big display room, and you also have the hotel experience because the Marriott is going to be right next door. All right, this is the main display room, and we're entering from one corner so you can see the size of it. It's from one wall all the way up to the adjacent wall. So we're going to start with Penluck's display, and it's a well-built town with a few interesting buildings that I don't think I'm going to have time to zoom in and take a look at all of them, but here's basically the general layout. Now on our left, we have these micro-scale buildings by, let's see, Spencer, you know how to say his last name?
Rizkala.
Okay.
That's just a guess there.
That's just a guess. So,
and it's probably not going to show up too well in the video, but these buildings are actually really detailed. They have a lot of really fantastic techniques in them. They're not just straightforward brick stacking. Especially the Eiffel Tower over here is just fantastic.
I'm not sure if I've seen these online anywhere, but they definitely look familiar, so I might be able to provide a link to it somewhere in the description. We'll have to see about that.
And over here we've got more of the Penlug display with some really cool train engines. A lot of detailed snot work on them.
And over here is a Bionicle layout. It's actually interesting because they didn't use Lego for the landscape. So something that you don't usually see, but it's effective. I like it. It's a different take from the standard mock on a white tablecloth.
I believe most of the models are a single building.
Yes. Let's go this way. So this right here is a really impressive castle display.
Definitely one of the more impressive displays here. And certainly the most impressive display by a single individual.
So it's got the entire castle section in the back, plus the medieval village.
And in fact, this is the creator right here. You want to say hi to the camera?
Hello to the camera.
All right. Lots of minifigs, lots of details. Here's a Fabuland display by Mark Larson. Micropolis. It's looking a bit small this year, but details are all there.
I even built one.
Which one is that?
This one right here.
And can you guess? It is
Minecraft.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, Chris is involved in designing the Minecraft set on Lego Crusade. Alright, this mosaic is really unique because it's a three-dimensional build. I'll put my hand in there. You can see that it's not a flat surface. It's actually made out of these individual dinosaur or teeth bricks.
Get it centered on there.
Alright. So first time for everything. Never seen anything like that before. Pretty neat.
The Great Ball contraption, which unfortunately is not running at the moment.
a little booth for promoting Legoland Discovery Center with SpongeBob there and Harry Potter in the background. This area I think they use for like competitions and minifigure speed builds. Alright, let's go over here. This is a Battletech layout by John Walden with his mechas, and people played a lot of games on this, so it's like a giant game board. I'm not sure how the game goes, but seems like it might be interesting.
Seems like a lot of people have had fun playing it. It's been the table's been pretty packed for most of the day. Here's some pretty cool pyramids and forced perspective over here.
And I believe this used to be the part of the Indiana Jones layout. And this year it's, I think they changed it to Lawrence of Arabia? Yeah. And again, this is built by Brian Williams. For those you are not familiar with him, he makes highly detailed creations, and I wish I can zoom in, but then the camera's not going to focus very well, so you just have to take my word for it that the trains are extremely detailed, and not just that, but everything else is as well.
And here's all the Order of the Stick mosaics, which are pretty incredible. They've got some anti-aliasing around the heads, which is a pretty cool technique.
Okay, this is a really impressive display that kind of came out of nowhere. It's called the Neotron something.
Mining camp.
Yeah, Neotron
Off-world mining camp.
Off-world mining camp. Yeah, we gotta get the name right.
By Roger Snow.
Okay. And it's not running right now, but the trains work. There are lights. There are also black lights which make the transparent neon green elements glow. Overall, the landscaping is really impressive. Lots of details in there. A solid sci-fi creation that gives you a lot to look at.
And of course, you can tell that the tracks run all through the mountains. So there's actually about 5 or 6 trains running through it when it's turned on. So there's constantly something to look at.
Yep, quite a sight.
And the Friends post-apocalyptic world.
So finally, people put the new colors to a use that is of militaristic value, I guess. You see the purple tank there, the pink roofed watchtower, and somehow amidst all this is a swimming pool. Don't ask why, but just appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Alright. The Automatic Automaton Machine by Simon Blue, and it's a mechanical creation. It works when it's turned on, but right now it's not functioning. Basically, the robots kind of go through the conveyor belt as they are assembled. Trench of the Death Star, some steampunk Star Wars creations. Basically, with Brickworld, everything is not displayed according to theme. They are displayed according to who made them. So the builder will get a table that displays just his or her creations. Okay, this is a Eurobricks collaborative layout, and it's got quite an impressive array of ships, and a lot of them are really well built. In fact, let's take a closer look if we can. And there are some islands. You can see the
pyramid being attacked by the natives, and then there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Over here there's an island being attacked by monkeys, and there's another island being attacked by crabs.
Oh, is there?
Right there.
Oh.
Crabs and rubber ducks.
Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're gonna come back to that in a sec, but there's a few more things to see. I'm trying to be as comprehensive as we can, but it's probably inevitable that we might miss a few things. Chris, you want to talk about this?
It's the Schnellboot in Action by Nathan Flood. It's a really clean model with a lot of great movement in the diorama. It's got the torpedo firing off the front that really looks like it's hovering there in the air, and he's just done a great job with the water as well.
So the way the torpedo is attached is at the tip of the nose by a transparent clear Star Wars cannon. So you have to take a closer look to appreciate that.
This is one that's probably going to not show up as well on the camera as it does in person, but it's a really impressive model.
Okay, over here we have a few creations by Dave Kalita, some really detailed work. One of my favorites of the entire show is this house right here called 1007 Mountain Drive. And can you talk about it, Chris?
It's a really clean, elegant build. There's not anything to nitpick about it. It's just fantastic in every detail. The camera's not going to be able to really pick up inside, but it's got a fully detailed interior in it. It's got a swimming pool that looks like it's filled with water, which is actually covered with transparent plates. But you can see all the way down to the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, with the rubber ducky float that just tops it off for me. And over here, some castles.
This is the Eurobricks Guild display.
Is it? Okay. Guess you know more about it than I do.
Alright, so
I think the deal is that they have guilds that are located in like different parts of their fantasy world, and so the various members build a structure representing their guild that they're a part of. So you'd get a lot of different styles.
No, the guy in the back on the controller. Yeah, that guy.
Alright, so back to the Eurobricks layout. So another view of the diorama with different styles of ships, and there's a sea monster that I want to show. It's pretty creative. They basically use a lot of the Alien Conquest, the Commander Alien's lower torso, which is like a octopus section, and they use that as tentacles for this creature, which does not seem to have a head or tail, but you only see portions of it. And the water splash effect is pretty dramatic in my opinion. And you can see the tentacles are tipping this ship over here, and it's collapsing. All right.
There's a Nyan cat.
You say Nyan cat or it's a Nyan cat?
Nyan. That's a Modulex castle there we just passed. So that's actually really small. You can see the bricks are just tiny on there. Much smaller than actual Lego. Or system bricks, I should say, since it is actual Lego.
So of all the trains in the train yard, I think this one stood out to me the most. And for all you Star Wars fans, you will recognize the scene of the Millennium Falcon escaping the meteor with the worm thing trying to engulf it. So this whole display is put on by NILTC, which is a Northern Illinois Lego Train Club, and they always have a huge presence at Brickworld, and pretty much this whole section that you see is put together by their members. So we missed a few creations over here. Let me see if I can point out a few.
The one guy's really excited to see it.
Nick Dean's Boeing 314 Flying Clipper is a very impressive model. Great job sculpting the nose of the ship here and just capturing the overall look of it. And some fun steampunk trains and airships. Some of the stuff I built. And we get into the Halo stuff. Some 1/1 scale Halo weapons.
By Nick Jensen, and I had the opportunity to post with the shotgun earlier today, and it was quite a fun experience.
The weapons are pretty impressive. The shotgun even ejects the shell.
And this is the Covenant Assault Cruiser by Assault Carrier by Ben Calkins, and if you're familiar with his work, he also built the life-size Master Chief armor, and this year he chose to do the Assault Carrier, which is truly a feat because I don't think that it was possible to create all the curves on this ship in Lego without, using sculpting techniques, but he actually made it using tiles which are actually connected to clips and connected to rigid hoses, which it's just beyond me how it is possible, but here I am looking at it. So,
and even more impressively, his model showed up here at BrickCon in quite a few thousand pieces due to some problems shipping it here, and he spent 2 days putting it back together, and now it looks fantastic. Some giant trebuchets.
this is the area by Dave and John Zandigar. A bunch of sculptures of pretty much all themes. You can see there's the Black Knight from Monty Python, and the Holy Grail, the penguins of Madagascar, a Pokemon whose name I don't know anymore because I haven't kept track of them after the first 150. show it to side. So at this point, we're on the other corner of the main display room, making our way back.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. You know what, but that running one.
Okay, this medieval battle scene. I think at every Brickworld there's gotta be a massive collection of minifigs somewhere, and in the previous years it's been done by Lee Jones with this futuristic military army, but this year it seems like the job has been handed over.
Campbell.
Yep, with his medieval armies.
And Sawyer Campbell, they're brothers.
It's like, all right, so I get that you have a little
So, can we make sense of what's going on here? It just seems like a bunch
I believe
of
that
factions.
there's a castle on each end,
Okay.
and they're meeting in the middle about here, where they've got all the downed minifigs. And I think there's pretty much a faction for most, or a unit for most of the factions that LEGO has had.
There's a few headless or armless guys floating around here too. The knives are hitting just perfect. There's one back in there somewhere. I've seen him. Oh, there's a headless guy.
They do.
I thought I saw him over there.
This would be a great scene for the Where's Waldo
Yes.
Oh,
picture.
yes. I was actually thinking for. Oh, you shoot video?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's
No problem.
Kick me. Just kick me. Push me out of the way.
This here is a really cool mosaic. Using just some really detailed techniques. It's got the 1x1 brick with a clip on it set over a different color tile behind it, or a jumper plate behind it, so that you get a double color to make a more complex color
in our group,
out in front of it.
Like he's like a person that we like. I feel like I know him, even though I don't know him. Like I've met him, but like I feel like I know him. Like it's the same thing. Like, I feel like
Okay, and over here we have the creation by Tyler and me called Mirage. This was built last year, but it was never displayed here in Chicago. And right now it's being occupied by people playing Brick Wars?
Brick Wars.
Brick Wars,
I think
yeah.
they're playing the futuristic version with mechs.
So we'll leave them to it. And it's kind of loud here, so we're gonna head on to the next room.
Make sure we stop at Ryan's stuff.
So over here we have the latest creation by Ryan, aka LD on Flickr. Want to talk about it, Chris?
The flags.
You
The
know what,
flags are
why
nominations.
why don't we have the builder himself talk about it?
Tell us a little bit about your model, Ryan. Speak up.
Like, what kind of thing do you need me to say?
Whatever you feel like.
Point out the cool bits.
Okay. Well, it started about the same time as the Settlers of Catan thing. A member of my club had the idea. And then as I was making those hexagons, I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a board with the hexagon shaped edge. And then made the water, and it kind of went from there. And I didn't really know how to finish it off, so just kind of wrapped all the way around.
Yeah, the shape is really organic. I mean, I can see there's texture underneath the transparent clear bricks.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you an image of the shore. And then even with the rocks, it's not a square arrangement. It's all arranged like an island, you know, what it would appear naturally, I guess.
And one of the things that I particularly like about this one is that the castle is actually in scale with the figures, unlike a lot of Lego castles that you see.
Yeah, I tried to keep it that way. I've got the staircase and the rooms that fit inside it.
Yeah, that's what these are down here in front. These are the rooms that actually fit inside the castle. He's just got them removed so that we can see them.
All right, fantastic stuff.
Thank you, Ryan.
Okay.
Okay, this is the last of the display rooms for this year. Let's start with this side here. This is a creation by Chris Edwards called Uranium Ambush. It's a few mechas. Actually, no, it's these black minifigures in the background. They are trying to hijack this blue vehicle, and I think the whole thing takes place on Mars or something, because the rocks in the background, they are made out of sand, no, dark red bricks. So something that you don't see every day, and you have some alien landscape features next to these blue tubes. So a pretty detailed creation. You've probably seen it on Flickr, but it's worth noting out here. So a few Star Wars creations. This one caught my eye because, you know, at first you might think that it's the Legos version of the Republic gunship, but it's actually not. And one thing that you'll notice is it's almost entirely studless, which gives it a really polished look. And even the hanger is very nicely crafted. Hardly any studs showing. Some interesting details with the mechanics and their tools, vehicles, etc. Okay, this might seem like a deja vu with the micro scale buildings, but they're actually created by a different builder. And I believe he's a TIFO, so which makes it even more impressive that a teenager is capable of building something that is so detailed and complex that not many adult builders or even people who are experienced with building can achieve. And again, I'm pretty sure this is posted on Flickr because I definitely remember blogging portions of this layout. A micro scale town display
by Paul Wellington.
It's interesting to see the highway done in micro scale because this is the first time I've seen something like that.
Yeah, especially a detailed one like a clover leaf.
Okay, and here we have the Amazon display. So one thing to note are the obvious black lights that give all the transparent neon green pieces a glowing effect, and it's best to see it from the other side where some of the black lights are more prominent. But here it is. Let's see, what does it say on there? If you look down, well, the cameras can't really pick it up because it's overexposed, but it says Amtron in giant glowing letters. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this building, but I am familiar with the builder who made it. He's for a prominent member of Mock Pages. It came as a surprise to me because he usually doesn't build this big, but this is a fantastic piece of work. I love the use of the light blue color. It really makes it stand out, and contrasted with the dark red. It's quite a good color combination. And again, there are some interesting details on the sides of the building and on the roofs as well. Okay, so this is the Alice in Wonderland display put on by Brickworld, which is composed of a lot of members of Mock Pages.
We've got some really detailed techniques in this building here by Lee Jones. It's Hamish's mansion. Just a lot of really cool stuff with all the detailing and on the castle or on the mansion, and the masonry work all around it.
Okay, a few notable things like the tea party.
And some really trippy flowers. And a trippy cat. The Castle of the Red Queen, Tyler Halliwell. With a really cool circular outer wall on it. And then the heart theme throughout.
Okay, and here we have the White Queen's Castle by Chris Phipson. And I love the white trees with their white leaves, which are, I think they're quite expensive on Bricklink, which makes it impressive to see a bunch of them being used. And of course the castle itself is very nice. Different sections of the building jutting out, mixture of round towers and square portions. So pretty nice to look at. And let's go this way.
Here we've got some of the fun leaves that are in non-official colors. You've got the orange and brown and red leaves, which are actually an aftermarket part now.
Yeah, I don't remember the vendor who sells them, but they are definitely available online, so you can probably Google that and find it. This looks much better than the set, I would say.
It's just a little bit closer to being in scale.
Mm-hmm. And this is interesting because if you look on the floor here, it's actually paved by a layer of decals. And you can see the carpet and the tiles, but it's actually not Lego. It does look very realistic.
It looks like a very high quality dollhouse. It's pretty impressive. Here's all of Guy Himber's stuff. With his cabinet of curiosities, and his castle large-scale figs.
The Dragon Gunship by George Kemper. I'm not sure where. Okay, model after the Dragon Gunship from Film Avatar. Okay, there we go. Because it seems familiar to me, but I just can't place it where I've seen it.
It's a very large, chunky ship.
And you can see the micro scale. What do they call those creatures again from the movie? The flying.
I don't know what the name of them was in the movie.
Star Wars scene.
Alvin and Chipmunks.
Okay, so back to the Mtron display. So from this angle, you can see some of the blacklight lit parts better. These domes are pretty fancy to look at. I don't know what the light source is. I think it is from the inside of the dome. I could be wrong. It could be from above.
This one
as
here
well.
is from the inside. This one over here is actually from on top.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And it's not going to show up at all on the camera, but the lava out there is actually glowing as well. It kind of has a pulsing light under it.
Okay, and I think these are the last creations that we want to show here. Well, let's start with the Black Pearl, which got nominated for Best Sea Vessel. Definitely better than the set, in my opinion. Very detailed.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, the
Probably
custom
also uses about 8 times as many pieces.
the custom rigging, the custom sails.
The USS Missouri model, which is really impressive. All in micro scale. Even has the airplanes on the back of it.
Yeah, and I like the tan colored deck, which adds a nice shade of contrast to the gray hull of the ship. Okay, so let's take one last look at this room right here. So, a quick summary about Brickworld. This is the 6th year that Brickworld has been running, and I have been to all, not all 6, but 5 out of the 6. And Chris, for him, this is his first year. Overall impressions, I think, for me, each year, of course, is a blast, and there's always new mocks to see. And this year, there were not many repeats, which was good. And in my opinion, Brickworld is a fantastic convention. It's got its strengths and weaknesses. Some of the overrepresented themes maybe are train and town, so if you're into that, this is a great convention to come to. But other themes like space are slightly underrepresented than other conventions such as BrickCon or Brick Fair. And this year they picked up on Castle a bit. Quite a few good creations, as you've probably seen in this video. But overall, it's got, a diverse mixture of creations, as to be expected from one of the largest conventions in the United States. So, Chris, you have any thoughts on what your first Brickworld experience is?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. If any of you haven't been able to make it to a convention yet and have been thinking about it, definitely try to get there. It's always going to be bigger than we could possibly make it look in the video. And all of the creations are just 100 times more impressive in person than they are in the video or in pictures.
Absolutely. So Brickworld takes place every June, in the 3rd week of every June. And like I mentioned earlier, next year there's a very high chance that we will be expanding to a much larger venue. So great times ahead. Thanks for watching the video, and let us know if you have any questions or anything, comments, and hope you enjoyed it.